can't ever be in a relationship where you can't communicate. If everything offends you, you just can't be in a relationship because you have to have a conversation about what bothers you. You have to communicate with me.
That's how you learn each other.
You got to communicate to me what bothers you. Well, this bothers me. If you get offended and storm out of the room every time I say something, you're training me not to say anything to you about nothing. So now, what men do, and Pastor Keon was right. What men do, when you do men like that, what we do? We just shut down.
Check out.
We just check out. We're not gonna say nothing to you about what bothers us if you're gonna get an attitude about it. So we just check out. So now what happens is, when we only gonna say something when you really do something and get on our nerves. And we're gonna say nothing at all, and now we're gonna avoid you, because if you do a little annoying shit like humming and just being awkward or whatever, you can't have a conversation about it. Then I don't want to be around you if I can't communicate with you that this thing bothered me.
And then you're gonna go around somebody that don't do that.
And you're gonna feel more
because
comfortable.
you still want that companionship, but you don't want the companionship with the stuff that come along with it. So you're gonna find yourself drifting towards somebody who don't do those things.
I was in a relationship. I said, hey. I said, apparently you got some. I don't know if you have anger. I said, but see, this is what I do. I said, I used to have anger issues. I said, I had anger issues. I went and got help for my anger, and now I'm a better person. I said, would you like to get help? Because there are some issues, because I can't communicate anything to you without you getting upset. And she she was really temperamental.
Taking it personal.
And take everything personal. I said, would you like to go and get the help that I got to make me a better person? I said, hey, I said, look at my energy right now. Look at yours. I said, I'm right here. I said, I'm making eye contact. I said, I'm talking to you. I said, my energy is right here. Your energy is right here. I need your energy to come down and match my energy. I said, because I don't do all the yelling and screaming and stomping and slamming doors. I said, we can't do that in my house. We can't. Hold on, I'm gonna finish that. Hold on, stay right there. Let me do this right here. What that?
Micah. Yeah.
Woo! Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You ain't lying, Mike Epps. Tell the truth, Mike Epps. Girl, what you got coming up?
Coming up next, y'all did Oprah get Michelle Obama in trouble, honey. Oh, it's not a good look. We're gonna talk about that next week, Smiley Morning Show.
But what I was saying was, like every time I said like it's right here, she elevate, storm out of the room, come back in. I gotta go get myself together. I said, why is it that you have to get yourself together and we just having a conversation? I said, listen, let's start with keeping your hands down to your side when we communicate to each other. What is all of this? You know, she don't grab air or nothing. She just gets really emotional about everything. I said, so if you got emotional issues and I love you, so let's find a way to correct that.
But as soon as you say if you have emotional issues, then she gonna be triggered and feel like,
well,
oh, so you saying I'm crazy? That's how women. That's how.
Yeah.
That's what she heard.
And
what she heard was, so you're saying I'm crazy.
I said,
I'm not crazy.
I said, that's not. And then when I'd be like, that's not what I'm saying. I said, hey, you need a minute to get yourself together so we can communicate. If you want to finish the conversation, we can finish it. But I need you to match my energy, because, you know, this is my house. Okay, this is my house. I'm trying to make it our house. But if you can't match my energy,
but you know the other irrational.
Hold on. If you can't match my energy, then it can't be our house.
Right.
I need for your energy to match my energy. You know what I'm saying? I said, you said that you wanted somebody to lead. I'm trying to lead. I said, I know you've been in a messed up relationship, but I don't fight, I don't scream, I don't yell. I'm a peaceful man, and I need you to be peaceful. What did you just say?
That makes sense to me. That makes sense to him. That makes sense to every man in this room. But when you bring your energy here and her energy is there, she looks at it like you're being not passive aggressive, but she looks at it like you're baiting me now, because now you're intentionally bringing your energy down to make me seem like I'm hysterical.
No, but let me tell you what she did.
I'm just trying to get my point across.
But let me tell you what she did, Kay. She actually brought it down. And now when she brought the energy down and I'm trying to communicate with her, she's looking off. And now now I got the energy down, and I'm sitting here at the counter, like I got the kitchen. I said, look at me. I said, look at me. Then she turned over, and then now I'm getting the eye contact. Because if I'm not getting the eye contact, I figure that she's not understanding where I'm coming from, and she can't hear and feel my love and hear my heart. So making the eye contact, because I brought the energy down, she was turned around. So now I got to get her to look at me. So when I got her to look at me and got her to calm down, that made the conversation better.
Absolutely.
Now tomorrow it's the same thing, because she didn't go, and next week it was the same thing, because she did not go and get the help. Where in the relationship is, she didn't go get the help. If she would have took an anger management.
Today, 26,
27.
27.
If she would have took an anger management class, or went and got the therapy that she needed for her anger issues, the relationship would have worked. I'm old enough and been in enough relationship. That's what it was. You with me? Bills are paid. You can have a career or not have a career. I don't need her money. I don't need her to pay no bills. Help me. Just help me with something, or just be my peace. Not just my piece of ass and an arm piece, but peace. You know what I'm saying? Need to be somebody that I can't live without. And you didn't go get the help, and that's what ended the relationship. Not getting the help to keep us right here. Because I mean, she actually is good, man. We good in the house together, because she clean and neat, and I'm clean and neat. She'll make a meal and do all that stuff, but the attitude was bad. Can't have no bad attitude. Just can't. Because